28 minutes, so I'm not going to tell you loads about my background and my story. I'm not going to go into that. I want to do some hardcore training. I want to share some stuff with you today that's going to help you develop and understand a strategy for building a highly successful business. So you ready? You all got your pens ready? Brilliant. Let's start. Busy. Who's busy? Who's busy, busy, busy? Okay. Let me give you the definition of busy. You get up in the morning. You get the kids up, if you've got kids. You get yourself dressed and washed and ready for work or ready for your forever day. And you start thinking about what you've got to do during the day. Let me give you my definition of busy going back many years ago. I had 4 kids at home. 3 of them were all at different schools. I had about 300 or 400 sheep. I had a whole host of horses, a menagerie of animals. Pretty hectic. And I was in forever, and I was so excited about the journey. But I get up in the morning, and I was really busy with my forever business. And what I would do is I'd get up and I say, right, today I'm going to make my phone calls. I'm going to see a couple of people. I'm going to retail some products. I'm going to get myself booked onto some meetings and trainings. Anyway, then it was time to get the kids off to school. So I get them all off to school in their various ways, and I come back and I go, right, now I must get down to doing some forever business. Oh, got to go and do the horses. So I run off and do the horses. And while I was doing the horses, I was thinking, right, I've got to phone this person. I've got to phone that person. Tell you what, when I stop for a cup of coffee, I dash into the office and I'm going to make a couple of phone calls. Then I get a phone call from a friend saying, Jane, why don't you come and have a quick coffee? I go, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. So I go out and have a quick coffee, and at the end of the coffee, I say, I've got to go now because I'm really busy, and I've got to make some phone calls to my forever business. So as I'm walking back towards the car, I think, oh, I've got to go to the bank. I've got to go to the dry cleaners. I must pick up something for supper tonight. And then I get back home, and I think, right, I must make some phone calls. And then I think, no, I've got to just sort the washing out. And then, oh, wait a minute, we're not far off getting the kids from school. And before I get the kids from school, I need to get the supper on. Go and get the kids from school, and I'm thinking, oh, I've really got to start making some contact with my business. Kids come home from school, and guess what? It's prep time. It's that what I call hell time. It's tea time. It's all that stuff going on. And I think, no problem. In a minute, they'll all be getting ready for bed and bath. Then I'll go and make my phone calls. John comes in, and he says, hey, how you doing? You've had a great day. I said, oh, I've been really busy all day. So he says, that's fantastic. He said, why don't we pop out for a quick drink? And I go, look, we'll get the kids into bed. I don't mind going for a quick drink, but I've got to get on with my business. Got to make some phone calls. So he says, go on, let's just go and have a quick glass of wine. I said, okay, so off we go into the village. We have a quick glass of wine, come back. It's about 8:30, 8:45. He's got other things on his mind. And I get into bed that night. I said, I'm exhausted with my forever business. And what have I done? Nothing. How many of you have had days like that? Be honest with me. Okay, here's my response to it. Stop it. Because here's what we need to be. We need to be productive. You know, if you want to build a phenomenal business, it's about knowing where you've got to focus, knowing where you've got to put your time and energy. Do you know what? I love this. I love this place. We should have more events here, and it should be packed out. What do you reckon? More events here? Yeah. So we need to be productive, and there is a big difference between being busy and being productive. Being productive means you're working on income-producing activity. Being productive means you're moving yourselves towards your goal. Being busy means that you're doing activities that have no guaranteed end result. So every single day you need to ask yourself, am I being busy or am I being productive? Let's have a look at what productive means to us. The first question I have to ask every single person in this room, and I think, you know, whenever I ask questions, I always say, be honest with the way you answer the question yourself internally. It's expectations. Do you really know what you should be doing on a daily basis? And I actually think in this age that we live in, this era of stuff, that's the only way I can really put it, there's so much stuff, I think people get bogged down with it all that they forget what's really important and where they should be focusing. Who can relate to that? It's just there's so much surrounding us that we don't know where to focus. So what I want to do is I want to simplify the whole process. and share with you kind of how I focus building my business, and it kind of has worked for me. It's kind of done okay with it. So it's very simple, it's stripped down, it's bare and naked. It is the simple process of building a business. Let's take a look at it. The first thing that we need to focus on is retailing. Retailing. And the amount of people that I meet that do not have a retailing strategy. In other words, it happens more often by accident than by design. Think about the word design. Design is when we do something where we build. We're building something, we're creating something. And in our industry, retailing is to be done by design, not by accident. So therefore, you need to have a retailing strategy. And that retailing strategy is to guarantee that every month you're doing between 2 to 4 or more case credits of retail. And if you speak to any of the big leaders in the company, you will notice all of them are 4+ of retail per month. And that 4 case credits of retail per month has to be done and dusted really quickly. Now, I'm not going to go into a massive amount because obviously Beth has just spoken very eloquently about retail. But I want to underpin what she talked about with the strategy part of it. So in other words, we know that part of the process in network marketing is taking a product to an end user. And if you're not moving a product to an end user, then you haven't got the balance of what you're doing correct. So let's have a look at our strategy. Product launches. And I'm talking about you as an individual, not what you're doing for your team. This is your strategy. The methods that you use to develop your own personal business. You know, how many of you, once the initial joining period has gone, because we all know that in the first sort of 6 to 8 weeks, every new FBO will do several product launches. But how many people in this room who have been in forever a while actually do their own launches every single month? How many of you? Wow, no hands going up. So part of your strategy should be, I must do my own launches, and you need to be doing at least 2 of them every single month. Now, this is where you engage with people who maybe are friends or family, maybe people that have said no to the business but will be graceful enough to maybe have a launch for you. Because a launch is a magical 1 hour. It's that 1 hour with a captive audience, where with passion, with integrity, you can share the product, but more importantly, share the opportunity. If you think about it, what a great use of time. So part of your strategy right now as we come towards the end of this month, looking into May, should be, when am I going to have my own launches? And you need to factor that into your diary. The next thing you need to do is factor in your one-to-one with product. You know, not every single one-to-one is business related. Sometimes you do a one-to-one purely to start the process off with someone with the product. I remember quite clearly many years ago, a friend of mine, not a great friend, more of a referral friend, an acquaintance, a dentist. And I rang her up and I said to her, Jill, can I come round and see you? She said, I don't want to hear about Forever Living. I said, I'm not going to talk about Forever Living, but I would love the privilege of coming to share the products with you. So she said, great, come round. We'll have a coffee in the sun. The kids can play. Now, this is work. So I went round. We sat down. The kids were playing. I took the box out, put it on the garden table. Didn't say refer to the box at all. And eventually she said to me, okay, let's have a look in the box. This is important that they say that because then it means they're ready and it gives you permission to do what you're doing. And literally within 20 minutes, I'd gone through the products, shared them with her, let her rub them on, given her a bit of information, and there was over £100 sale within 20 minutes. Now, she never went on to join Forever, but she referred me to 2 other customers. One of those is still with me today. But that was part of my marketing, retailing strategy. that I would actually go and do between 4 to 8 one-on-ones with the product every month. These are the expectations. Not leave it all to the last few days of the month and think, I've got no retail, I can't do my 4Ks credits. Panic, panic, panic. You need your strategy in place. What about experience packs or pup packs? How many of you are really in tune with that part of the retailing process? Now, I like to call them experience packs because I think everybody that you engage with is different. You know, whether you're engaging with a young mum who may want a range of products relevant for her and her young children, whether you are engaging with a young sportsman who might want to look at the sports-related product. In my instance, I was very, very in tune with all the local farmers, all the local guys with horses. So most of my experience packs have always been akin to that marketplace. But you know, part of your strategy is 2 in, 2 out each week. That's what you get paid for. Not when you think about it, but it needs to be factored into your diary. And this kind of planning needs to be done right now for next month. You should be thinking about next month now. Here's what you'll find if you become very well organized, is that you will easily do, as this begins to kick in, this sort of compounding effect of activity, compounding effect of sharing the products, you'll find that very quickly you'll build a really strong retail base, and your 4CCs will be done in the first week of the month. Now, how many of you in this room would love to have every FBO in your team doing their 4Ks credits right at the beginning of the month? Exactly. Here's the thing. Don't expect someone to do what you're not doing. There's a really good point there. Don't expect someone to do what you're not doing. You've got to do it, and then you can teach it. Because when you can teach it and you can show it, others go, oh, I get it, I'll do it. But bless you, have a product for that. Now, never miss an opportunity. So here's the key. Here, really, with your experience packs, it's identifying your market, building some bags. I don't necessarily use a pup box. I put together some bags. I think it was Beth that once said, I don't get terribly excited about a basket. I thought, right, I'll use a bag now then. So, but here's the reality. That's part of your structure, part of your strategy. This is what I do on a Monday morning or a Monday evening. Factor it into your diary right now. So that if I were to sit down with you and I were to look at your plan for May, I'd look at your strategy, I could tick the box, tick the box, tick the box, tick the box, and know you're okay. What about events? Some people like doing events, tabletop events, shows, exhibitions, fetes. We're going to the summer. There's lots and lots of summer events where you can have a small table, put your products out, get a clipboard with a questionnaire and engage with people. But those need to be looked at and booked now. You know, this is not, oh, someone's going to give me a call and I might just by chance find a fete at a local village event. You need to be looking in your local area as to what's available in the next few weeks and months, and you need to be getting yourself in there before anybody else does. What about repeat customers? How do you factor that into your monthly activity? What are your days for phoning up customers? Or do you not bother? Are your sales a one-off sale? The amount of FBOs that I meet that never follow up on their customers is shocking. Shocking. But I have a certain time of the month. It's always at the end of the 3rd week, and that's when I always do follow-up calls, because that's going to result in a repeat sale at the end of the month or a repeat sale at the beginning of the month. So that's part of my strategy. It's in my diary. I know when to do that. See, I'm sure that a lot of people in the room think that us top leaders don't do what you do. We do exactly what you do. We just learn maybe to do it a bit better. And the only difference between us and you is time. We've been doing it a bit longer. But when's your moment for ringing up your customers? Or is it just when you think about it? Or do you actually have it strategized in your monthly plan? And then we've got the C9 and the fit. How are you going to integrate that into your strategy? Is it something you're interested in? Is it something you want to focus on or not? Because what I do with my strategy is I look at what I want to achieve, my 4 case credits. I look at where I am comfortable. In other words, I haven't got to worry too much about it because I am so comfortable it happens like a second nature. And that's how I develop my strategy going forward. I've never been very good at the makeup side of things. I have trouble putting on my own makeup, let alone talking to somebody else about it. So guess what? That's not part of my strategy. So think about the products that you really want to major on. Think about how you're going to lay that out in your monthly activity and make sure it's planned now for next month. Don't build your business day by day by accident. It will not serve you well if you build like that. So really focusing on that retail strategy is really, really important. Now, I guess really the most important thing that underpins that is recruiting. And I am staggered at the amount of people that I meet that have no recruiting strategy whatsoever. In fact, it is a little bit hit and miss. It is a little bit like as and when the moment takes me, as and when I'm feeling brave to pick up the phone, as and when I've got the time to send a message, as and when I can open my mouth and talk to somebody when I'm out and about. You will not build a business like that. Remember, I started the presentation by saying expectations. And if you want to build a business that is in alignment with your dreams, your goals, the way of life that you want for you and your family, this part is really important. Because if you want to earn the kind of incomes that allow you to leave jobs, allow you to buy homes, allow you to educate the children, allow you to be financially free, allow you to travel the world, then you need to understand that you need a big network. You can't do it by yourself. You need a team of 50, 100, 200, 300, 400. And eventually it goes on to thousands and hundreds of thousands. But it all starts with you and your ability to know how to put your monthly activity into place. So for me, when I look at my recruiting strategy, I'm very clear. I want to recruit 2 to 4 people per month. That's my goal. In the first year in Forever, we recruited 33.5 people. I always recruit people with a 2cc box, but the half a person came in with a minimum order. So that didn't happen by accident. That did not happen by accident. It happened by design. And so one of the ways that you need to look at your marketing strategy for each and every month is know what your expectations are each and every day, and then get the job done. Get the job done, let go of the outcome. If you focus on the outcome, I promise you, you will not do the job properly because you will get despondent. So you need to be making 3 to 5 contacts a day from your warm market list. This is the expectation. If I'm working with somebody who's good, this is the expectation I will put in place. There's the accountability. I can work with them. I can coach them. I can't coach people who take no action because there's no starting point to help them improve. But if I'm working with somebody who is doing their very best to speak to 3 to 5 people a day, I can coach them through each and every experience they have. Now, the contact could be on the phone. It could be via a message. It could be at the school gates. But you're making contact with 3 to 5 a day from your warm market list. You're also going to get 10 numbers a week from contact marketing. And you need to learn this as quickly as possible. We are in network marketing, not net mess about marketing. We're in network marketing. We have to market ourselves, our products, and our opportunity. That's what we get paid for. Everything else is just a tidy desk. So therefore, 10 numbers a week from contact marketing. That was, always is, has been my goal. 10 people that I will meet when I'm out and about, that I will engage with. And I tell you something, it's a joy to meet new people. Yeah, the first few times you go out, your heart's pounding, your hands are all clammy, your tongue feels like the size of a whale. You can't talk to anybody. You go up with good intentions, then you suddenly walk away from them. You know, I've been through all of it. Everything you're going to experience, I've been through. Whenever you go contact marketing, never take a debit card with you. It's easier to go shopping than it is to talk to people. Cost you a fortune. Don't do that. So ask yourself, I've got to get 10 numbers a week. Where am I going to go to? What kind of people do I want to attract? If I want nurses, doctors, people in the medical professions, I'm going to go to where the hospitals, the medical centres are. If I want people in the city, I'm going to go into the city to where they all are when they come out for lunch. If I want people maybe teaching, then I'll go to where the universities, the colleges, the schools are. Or maybe, just maybe, I've got so good that I can just be anywhere and talk to anybody. I'll give you an idea of how, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but how comfortable I am. Is I've just got back from Oman, and I've already recruited 2 people there in one day and duplicated. And it's so easy because all I do is chat with them. And I've got 1 minute where I engage with them really, really quickly, find out a bit about them, tell them who I am and why I'm there, and that we really need to meet. And that's it. And I'm excited and I'm passionate because people buy everything about you first. Your energy, your passion, your integrity, the sparkle in your eye, they buy that before they buy any fact or figures. So if you can't have a sense of energy, then don't expect people to buy into you. But when you first start contact marketing, everybody is terrified. So you need to give out your cards and flyers. Now, you know, I hear people say to me, oh, Jayne, that's so old school. Really? Is it? I've got a double diamond manager in my business as a result of a card. Off the top of my head, I can think of 2 sapphire managers that are in my business because of a card. I've got 2 frontline managers in my business because of a card. You know, one of the things that concerns me when I look at people and their marketing or lack of marketing strategies, they only have one method of marketing. And more often than not, that's sitting in front of a computer. Well, let me tell you something now. You've got to have a rounded approach to marketing. You can't be just good at one thing. You've got to get out and about. You've got to leave a paper trail, and you've got to let people know who you are, and they need to know why they should come and join you. So cards and flyers, 100 to 500 a week. That's it. You can give out 100 cards in 40 minutes. They can go through the letterboxes, into the hand. I don't mind where you put them, but out they go. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is that you need to find a nice area with nice houses, normally with young up-and-coming families, and you need to do the same house every week for 4 weeks. Absolutely. If you do any research on marketing, people don't buy first contact when you give them something to read. It's normally on the 4th to 7th piece of information that is the same information where they begin to build up a trust for who you are and what you're sharing with them. So 100 to 500 a week, that's it. It's not open for discussion. If you want to build a big business, that's what you've got to do. You need to revisit people from your who do you know list, people who said no to you. Because a no is never a no, it's just no today. Sadly, I don't have enough time to talk to you about how to do this, but get back with your upline manager, your upline leader, who can show you how a no is not a no. Because you must factor into your strategy every month, every week, every other week, to be calling those that maybe said no to you a few weeks previously. And as you get building with your strategy, and you get quite a lot of no's because you will, what you'll find is it's really easy. Thursday mornings, I ring up all the people that said no to me 3 weeks ago or a month ago. But because of my bought forward folder, there's always plenty of people to contact. What about social media strategy? How many of you have got a strategy on social media, or is it just a bit hit and miss, a bit of everything? How many of you are engaging correctly on social media, building your presence, building your online presence where people are following you, where they're intrigued by who you are and what you're doing? And what I will say to you, it's not about selling product, selling product, selling product. It's not about join me, join me, join me. It's about creating an awareness of who you are, what you do, what your values are, your travels, your family life, your business, who you work with. It's that really nice rounded balance. So that must be part of your strategy, how you present yourself on social media, who you're engaging with on social media, which areas you want to target on social media, which countries you want to target on social media. That becomes part of your strategy. And then there's local advertising. When I say local advertising, I mean pin boards, notice boards, post office, gyms, health centres, coffee shops, parish council magazines, local magazines, schools magazines. I'm not talking about investing a lot of money. I'm talking about creating an awareness of who you are and what you do and what you're looking for. So how many notice boards are you going to put your details up on a month, and where are they? You see, all of this, you should be planning right now for next month. So that when you look at your diary every single day, you know what to do. You know what the expectations are. Otherwise, you're going to be doing what I was doing in the early days, and that's a lot of being busy, but nothing actually happening. But if your diary is completely structured, and every bit of time that you've allocated to your business is drawn up with income-producing activity, let me tell you, you're going to get really good at this business. Really, really good at this business. Referrals. Anybody ask for any referrals? If someone says no to you about the business, do you just take a no as a no? You know, if someone says no to me, if I was sat with Humphrey and he said, you know, Jane, it's not for me right now, I said, that's no problem, Humphrey. Can't be for everybody, and I respect the timing isn't right for you. However, I'm looking for just a handful of good people. People like you, actually. People who are ambitious, open-minded, people who've got a great work ethic, people who want more out of life than maybe what they're currently getting, people who want freedom, people who maybe want a six-figure income without the six-figure headache. Do you know anybody right now who might value that kind of opportunity? And here's the thing. What I've done is said, I want people like you. He's going to say, yeah, I'll think about it. And I always say, well, rather than think about it, tell me right now 2 or 3 people that who spring to mind. And let's maybe together you send them a quick message, tell them to expect my call. Now, I've disturbed him. He's either going to go away thinking, well, that could be me, that could be me, that could be me. Or he's going to give me some names. But if you don't ask, you don't get. So remember, referrals are part of your marketing strategy. So look at that. That's a really simple strategy that I can tell you I work with people who are serious in the business. And people who are serious in the business that follow this go on to be highly successful. Some of the biggest FBOs in forever that I've worked with, we've worked this simple strategy. So if it can work for them, it can work for you. Now, people say to me, when you're out and about, Jayne, what do you say to people? And if I'm out and about and I engage very quickly with somebody, and they say, well, what is it exactly that you do? I say, well, I have the privilege of working alongside a global company and brand in the health and wellness sector. And what I do is I specialize in coaching people to build six-figure incomes, live the life of their dreams, escape the rat race. Would that be of interest to you? Now, that is a great response to what someone says, what do you do? Because they can only answer one or two ways. It's a yes or a no. And they go, yeah, sounds interesting, in which case I follow through. And they go, no, it's not for me, in which case I go for a referral. Now, you probably could say, well, I can't say that. I'm not making a six-figure income. I don't feel comfortable. So what you would say is I have the privilege of working with a group of people here in London, here in Birmingham, wherever you live, alongside a global brand, alongside a global company, and we specialize in helping people make an extra $500 to $2,000 a month to take the pressure off their annual income. Would that be of interest to you? Would that be of interest? And you nod and you smile and you're full of energy and they go, yeah, it's great. So learn the words because the words will serve you well. Now, with any strategy, oh my God, I'm out of time. I'm feeling the pressure. I've only got one slide. With any strategy, there is a lead-in time. And I see all too often people not understanding that the work you do today may not bear results for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. It may not. Because there are, again, I haven't got time to go through, but there's many different types of people. There are people that see information immediately and react upon it. There are people that see information that need to digest it and think about it and come back to you. And there are people that are cautious and going to stand by and watch and watch and watch until the timing's right for them. So understand that your strategy is not overnight. It's a 3-month period, which is every quarter, and every quarter fits into your annual goal. And once you can get your head around that, it's really so simple. Because what I'm doing today is going to be impactful maybe in 4 weeks' time. What I did a couple of days ago in Oman is going to probably impact in the next 3 or 4 months. So remember, there's a lead-in time, and that's why the strategy is important. Because what most FBOs do is they work hard for 2, 3, 4 weeks. They go, I've got no results, it doesn't work. Sad fact. It's a sad fact. It doesn't work. And what they do is they stop focusing on the strategy. They stop focusing on income-producing activities. And all they do is sell a bit of product, and they have lost the opportunity. How sad is that? Because everyone joins forever because they want it to be the vehicle that allows them to achieve their goals. So with that in mind, you need to think about the start point, and the start point is today. The start point is today. You are from now on in going to treat this as a business. You're going to draw up your strategy, and you're on track towards your goal. And it's all plain sailing, isn't it? All plain sailing. It isn't. It's going to look a bit like this. You're going to have an emotional roller coaster on this journey. Even now, 20-odd years in, I can have my emotions high one day and dumped on the floor the next day. And I speak for every leader in this room. They'll tell you the same. We're all human. But what you've got to do is learn how to handle those emotions. You could have 5 people invited to the BP on Monday night in London. By the way, I'm running that meeting in London on Monday night. And I just want to do a quick pitch for it. Bring your guests, because we've got something very special for the guests. We're doing a raffle where the guests can win Forever products. So bring your guests. We're going to be running that meeting. You've got 48 hours to get people to the meeting. I promise you I won't let you down. I'll do a good presentation for you. Promise you every time. Because I know it's important to you that I perform, and Adam will be there with me. So we'll give you our best shot. We'll recruit that person for you, but you've got to get them in the room. So understand, emotional roller coaster. You could have 5 people involved on Monday. Not one of them turn up. You were high as a kite before you got there. By the end of the evening, you're ready to slit your wrists. True. By the time you get home, there's a message on your answer machine that says, sorry, I couldn't make it, but I'm going to join on Friday. Send me the link. Where's your emotions now? Way back up there. Come Friday, you're all excited, and that very potential FBO gets struck down, and they don't join. Where are your emotions now? On the floor. Here's the thing. Your emotions will stay rock bottom if you haven't got a strategy, if you're only focusing on one person. If you're focusing on enough people, if your diary's full, your pipeline's full, your tracker's full, if one person says not this week but next week, it doesn't matter because you've got so much going on. That's the key. You've got so much going on, it doesn't matter if the one doesn't come through. So, stop calling it a dream and start calling it a plan. Because you have to plan your way to the top. Nothing happens unless you've got a strategy and a plan, and you action the plan on a daily basis with passion, with conviction, with energy. And you stick true to that plan until you achieve your goals and dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, the day that you get into network marketing, that's the day you sign the form. But nothing happens until the day that network marketing gets inside of you. I am proud to be a professional network marketer. I am proud that every day I help people enjoy better health with the Forever products. And I am proud that every single day I change people's lives with the opportunity. Live it, breathe it, love it. This is the profession of the future. And I wish you nothing but great success in your business. Thank you very much.